Can a $25 Wyze Cam really change my mind about my Nest cams? Welcome back, guys. My name is Eric, the MDFM. On this channel, I like to do a lot of tech reviews, and if you're into tech, definitely I hope you will consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button down below and also the notification bell so you get notified of new videos every week I put them out. Make sure you guys stay to the end to see my ultimate decision. Do I stay with the Nest cams, or am I going to switch them all to the Wyze cams? So Wyze Cam has been around for a while. I've seen lots and lots of reviews online. People love it. And for $25, why wouldn't you? Well, for the last couple years that Wyze Cam has been out, I've been telling myself, no, I'm not gonna try it out because I love my Nest cameras. I love their product, I love their service, but guess what? It comes with that Nest tax, and it is awfully expensive. Each camera costs around $150 to $200, and on top of that, you have a subscription fee. With that fee, you do get 24/7 recording, whereas the Wyze Cam only offers a 12-second clip recording in the cloud. I know they also offer a local 24/7 recording on a micro SD card, but that's stored locally on the camera, which I really don't like, because if someone comes in and steals the camera, all that footage is gone and all you're left with is that 12-second recording. I actually did a review on the drop cam. It's one of my very first videos and it's not the best. I've also done a little video on the Nest doorbell, which is a Nest camera. If you guys want to see that video, click right up there. But last month at CES 2019, I met up with Wyze Cam, and for full disclosure, they gave me a free camera to review, so let's go ahead and check it out. Inside the box, you have the camera itself, which gets no awards whatsoever for the way it looks. It's just a big square box. We'll look at more at this camera in a minute. We have a 6-foot long USB, micro USB wire, power adapter, a mounting tape, and a magnetic plate, so you can definitely mount this very easily, which we'll do in just a little bit. When it comes to the design of the camera, there's nothing special about it when you first look at it. It's just a simple cube. Now, you can definitely extend it from its base, which is very cool, and you can get up and down angles, but you can also pan it left and right, so you can definitely get that angle that you want. The base itself is magnetic. It comes with a nice magnetic plate and a little sticker, so you can stick this anywhere. So if you want to stick this thing upside down, you can definitely stick this like this, and then it sticks automatically to the plate itself, so you can definitely get lots and lots of different angles. On the front, you have the 1080p camera. You have 4 infrared lights, so you can definitely get that night vision. On the back, you have the speaker. You have the micro USB port, so you can charge it. And you also have a USB-A out, so you can daisy chain this to other cameras and power those, which is a very smart design. I'm super impressed with this. Right next to the micro USB plug, you have the LED indicator light. Now, you can turn this off in the app, but I don't understand why they put it in the back of the camera. If you wanted people to know that it is on and recording, wouldn't you want that in the front? Not a big deal to me, because I like turning that light off anyways, but it's there if you want it in the back. Moving on, setting up was super easy. You just need to download the app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Follow the on-screen instructions, pick which camera you have, and then press the button on the camera and get this little sound. And just like that, you just continue to follow the instructions. You will have to connect this to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. If you have a 5 gigahertz, sorry, this won't work with it. Just keep following the instructions. It was super easy.
Setup completed.
Then it prompted me to name the device, and this is going to go in my Office, so this will be called Office. And then it prompted me to update the firmware, which just took a couple minutes. And just like that, it is all ready to rock and roll, and we are live, baby. Oh yeah. Upon first look, I'm actually quite impressed with this footage. It's not perfect, but it's clear enough that you can see what's going on. It is a 1080p camera, but it is only 15 frames per second, whereas the Nest cams are 30 frames per second. Now, frames per second could come into play if there's some type of event that you actually need to go back and freeze the frame, maybe look at like a thief's face or something like that. If they're moving really fast, it could be a little bit blurry. Not a huge issue, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. I still have my 3 original 720p drop cams, which actually had a 1 megapixel sensor that I never upgraded to the new Nest cams, which actually have a 1080p and a 3 megapixel sensor because of the cost. To me, it just wasn't worth it. There's no added benefit for that additional cost. So in this video, I'm not going to compare drop cam footage to the Wyze Cam. It doesn't compare. It's 720 versus 1080p. Come on. But the drop cam service has been upgraded to the Nest Cam features and services. And I gotta tell you, I love my Nest cams. I truly do, because of their service. I love that the Nest cams record 24/7. You can access footage from any connected device and a bunch of other great features. Truly, I love my Nest cams. Nevertheless, looking at the Wyze Cam footage, I am pretty impressed. Now, it is 1080p where I'm looking at my drop cams, which is only 720, but still, I am super impressed. It has this 110-degree field of vision, and I love how the footage identifies the motion, so you don't have to look for something. Like in my Nest cams, I have to look for where the movement, and here identifies it. When it came to the night vision, I was also impressed. It only has 4 infrared lights, where the new Nest cams, I believe, has 6 or 8. Not a big deal. For 30 feet for a room like this, it is perfect. When it came to the audio quality, both were great in both directions. I was actually pretty impressed with how loud it was and how well you can actually hear it. This is the footage and audio test of my original drop cam. Now moving over to the other side, this is the video test and audio test of the Wyze Cam. Moving a little closer. Once again, Wyze Cam. And this is my original drop cam. One thing that I would like to see is the ability to talk back and forth without having to push the button. I just want to activate it and have a conversation back and forth without, doing like a push to talk type of thing. I love how it can record instantly and take photos and save it locally to your phone, which is a very cool feature. It has a nice time-lapse feature if you have a need for that type of thing. I personally do not. And when it came down to notifications from the motion or the sound, both cameras are pretty much pathetic. The Wyze camera is around 15 seconds, and the Nest cams are a little bit longer, around 16 to 17 seconds. And what's really nice about Wyze Cam is that they give you 12-second cloud recordings or cloud storage. So it's going to notify you of motion or sound depending on what settings you have, and record those for 12 seconds on the cloud for free. That's right, for free. That is just unheard of. Now, I normally don't like clip recordings. That's one issue I have with the Ring doorbell, because they tend to start too late or end too early. But what's really nice about the Wyze Cam is they also record 24/7 locally to an SD card on the camera itself. Now, normally I wouldn't be happy with this either, because if a thief came in and saw the camera, and just take the camera with him and all the footage would be gone, except for those 12-second clips, which is stored up in the cloud. But who knows if that's going to be enough evidence to be able to catch the thief. And that's the biggest reason that I love my Nest cams, is that they offer a 24/7 cloud recording. Well, Wyze Cam recently announced the new Max drive. And what this is going to allow you to do is connect multiple Wyze cams. I think they're testing up to 10 right now, maybe even more in the future. And they're all going to be connected to a huge hard drive. And what's going to happen is all that storage and all that footage is going to be stored onto that hard drive. And you can actually store this hidden somewhere in your house. The only limitation is that it has to be hardwired to your router. So depending on where you can put your router is where you can put this hard drive. Hopefully you can hide both of them. The estimated cost is going to be around $69, and you will have to provide your own hard drive or SSD. Thus, it's going to be a lot cheaper than the ongoing cost of the Nest Aware service that I currently pay for. I think I paid like $140 a year. So even if I buy the biggest hard drive, what is it, $300, $400, I'm actually pretty stoked about this Max drive because it's going to allow you to have that secondary backup, and it's going to allow you to hide it within another location of your house. Of course, there's always a chance the thief finds that location, but as long as you hide it right, it should be okay. Now, the biggest con that I currently have with the Wyze Cam is the playback history. There's no identifying icon for the motion, so as you're looking at the playback, you really can't see what's going on. You can't search for anything. The only way you can do it is if you look at your 12-second clips. You can find the one that you want, look at the timestamp, and then search for it in the playback history. It's a simple thing, but it's a big time saver. So I would like to see that feature put into the Wyze Cam in the near future. My second small con is that it doesn't have computer access. You can only look at your cameras from your app on your phone. Nest Cams, you can actually go to nestcam.com and actually remotely, or not remotely, but look at the footage on the computer. So you don't have to waste your battery, and if you're sitting at your desk, you can actually pull up 4 or 5 cameras all at one time, which is a very nice feature, and I would love to see that in the Wyze Cam. It's not a huge deal, but it is something that I do with my Nest Cams. Well, the decision is I bought some more. Shows you how much I love them. So there goes the Nest Cams, here comes the Wyze Cams. And definitely I'm going to be picking up the Max drive when that comes out, because that is super, super impressive. And it's going to save me so much money over the course of the next few years. That is incredible. And even down the road, if I have to replace these Wyze cams with better cameras, like what happens if this comes out with like a 4K camera? Guess what, guys? I'm going to be upgrading this in a heartbeat. So not only do I get something better for cheap, but it keeps Wyze Cam in business. If you guys want to read my full pros and cons list on an ongoing basis as I continue to use the Wyze Cam, I will be leaving a link down below in the description, in the comments. I'll probably put it in the card drip there. So definitely check that out if you want more information. I will also be leaving affiliate links. So if you do want to purchase this, I truly appreciate if you use my affiliate links. It does help support the channel with no additional cost to you. Talking about support, if you guys haven't already, I hope you will consider subscribing. Be that blue circle right there, and make sure you stay tuned. I will be doing a review of the Wyze Cam Pan in the near future, which will be right there. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.